One of the forgotten stories of the offseason was about the 49ers search for a new defensive coordinator. Obviously, right after the Super Bowl, the San Francisco 49ers fired DC Steve Wilks, and the search was on. And it was, probably the biggest story of the NFL for a while because it happened so late in the process. All the other coaching jobs have been filled. We had obviously this big shift of head coaches being out, like Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, Mike Vrabel, some of the top head coaches in the NFL for some time, now needed a job. But the San Francisco 49ers also needed a defensive coordinator. So we had thrown around the idea of Bill Belichick potentially being the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. And part of the questions that we asked ourselves was this actually a reality? Would Kyle Shanahan even be open to this? And it turns out he absolutely was. Kyle Shanahan joined the TK show, Tim Kawakami's podcast on The Athletic, and opened up about offering Bill Belichick the DC job. It's actually kind of cool. Take a listen to Kyle Shanahan kind of revealing that whole situation revolving Bill Belichick.
Speaking of coaching, I know how much respect you have for Belichick and how important he's been to you. Did you talk to him at all about an informal or even a formal role with this team this year?
I did. I threw it out to him he loves football so much that you never know what he would. I can't believe that he's not a head coach of a team right now. I know what I would do if I was an owner, so that shocks me. And the last thing you want to do is insult someone like Bill Belichick. But I know he just loves ball in the simplest form. So I threw it all out to him, like whatever he'd want to do.
DC?
Yeah. I was like, would you be interested? And he was very nice and appreciative, but he politely turned me down. But I think he's helping out his son a little bit. I know he's involved in Washington up there and trying to start that help out with Jed Fish and what he's doing out there. And, it could be good too, because I'm sure he's going to be back in the league next year. And I don't know how, and I could be going against him. He could be in the NFC West. So it would have sucked if he came here and then he was going against us every week too. So that's stuff you got to be careful about. But he's the best. And I just like talking to him.
Did you think maybe the defense needed a little freshening up? The stats did go down. I know it's not Steve Wilks all just on him, but did you think some of the schematics, some of the ideas needed a little bit of a change?
I think they always do. I think not that we did a lot last year. I thought we did more last year than we had in the previous years. So I love ideas, and I think you always got to keep offenses guessing. If teams know what you're in all the time, they're going to get after you. But you got to know how to balance that out. I think what's so important to me is your foundation. And no matter what you put in schematically, that's all good as long as you have a foundation of what you do and you do that better than anyone else. And that's our cover three. That's our four-man front. And I think sometimes the more we put in to try to get some things better, you get worse at what you do. I have the same philosophy on offense. We do a lot. Kind of. It looks like it. But what we always do is run the ball in outside zone real well. And if we keep adding all this stuff and get better at other stuff, but we get worse at running the ball, that other stuff's not going to help us. And so there comes a foundation of how you got to train things and stuff, and how your players got to get used to it, which is why it's tough with new players too. But I will never say we need more scheme usually. It's usually about, no, we need the simpler scheme to be better. And then when we face someone who's got an answer for what we're doing, or there's a problem because of a wideout they have, because of a situation they have, or something they do schematically, we have to have something to throw them off. And when you throw them off and they start attacking that, then you come back and you do what you do, and they're in a lot of trouble.
So we obviously know how it turned out. Bill Belichick politely said no, and the 49ers turned to Nick Sorensen as the defensive coordinator, while also hiring Brandon Staley, who was just the head coach of the Chargers. Got fired after a couple years after being the DC for the Rams prior to that. And so the positions have been filled. We kind of have wrapped our head around the thought process of the internal hire being someone who understands at the core what this group is looking for. And then you also bring in Staley to be able to have that DC experience, the head coach experience, look at things from more of, I think, a global perspective, like a holistic perspective, and drill it down and really help Nick Sorensen with maybe the more mundane tasks of being a defensive coordinator. But again, it's like, dang, Kyle Shanahan really did. Hey, he reached out to Bill Belichick and asked him, hey, you want to be anything at all? You could be the janitor if you want. I don't care. You're Bill Belichick. You could have any position here that you would want, and we will give it to you. And Bill Belichick politely declined. I don't know. That would have been a hell of a ride to see Bill Belichick, the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. Definitely would have been something to witness, but it didn't happen. We understand what the outcome is. It's an interesting what if. What could have happened in that particular scenario? But hey, these are the types of insights that honestly we don't typically get. Like, we don't really get the behind the scenes kind of stuff. So shout out to Tim Kawakami, man. Great podcast. I would definitely go listen to it. I'll probably be clipping it up a couple more times because Kyle also talked about reaching out to Tom Brady to come on to the 49ers. I mean, there's always something to talk about with the San Francisco 49ers. We always got something cooking up. It is what it is. And it'll always be that way. So, hey, I like it. What do you think about it? Would you have been hyped with Bill Belichick as your head coach? You think maybe it would have been challenging? Maybe the egos in the building? Or would it have worked? Would have been something that you could have subscribed to? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about all that in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.
A little emotional this morning. Everything that we work for, everything that you dreamt of since you were a kid, is still possible because of the day and the work that we put in. Gonna ask you to breathe with me one more time tonight, all right? Big breath in, exhale. Inhale confidence. Exhale fear. Inhale belief. Exhale doubt. Go dominate today and be great, be your best self. Be your best self.
I love you. Make some history, okay? Let's go.
See ya. There it is. Woo! Hi. Hi, Mom. How are you? Oh, I love football. I can't wait till after the game and I get to say, you know what, they had us in the first half. Keep singing it, have fun, encourage you guys, right? You're the guy. Get us going, baby.